Good morning, class 7. And we had a little nice chat about birthdays and zodiacs, which is good. Some interesting facts also shared about having special days on their birthdays, which is also nice. Well, I would like to say this that of course, this month now, you have this week you have one holiday also in between. This month and this last part and next month, all your tests will more or less get over. So as you know, Friday is your next written, you have one written history test. So asking all of you till now, till Jahangir, I hope the chapter is clear to you. And Shaunak, I shared the study mat also, the one which I have, the one which we have written, but it is more or less from your book. In your book, you will find some more details here and there, so you can give that also a reading. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
But the
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
the subheadings under which I have written, those are the main subheadings. Okay, so one will be, of course, relation with the Europeans during that point of time. The next thing will be why Kandahar was so important and how Kandahar was lost. So these are questions, very important. Like Akbar, I told you some questions. Here also, why was Kandahar lost and how was it lost? Okay, so you have to write about Prince Khurram, who refused to go to protect the boundaries and taking advantage the Persians. Okay, taking advantage the Persians, they defeated the Mughal army. And why was this loss a great blow? That you need to know. Relationship with the Europeans during that point of time. So there also, when it comes to European, only writing about British
Relationship of the with
We have to
empire.
write about Portuguese also.
Yes, also about
Yes.
Noor Jahan, and write a brief note about Noor Jahan. If I give you, write a brief note about Noor Jahan, maybe 3 marks. So you start with
বলেছি শাহজাহান হবে
she was the wife of Jahangir. You state that when Jahangir, when Jahangir was,
শাহজাহান
yes, part of his reign, when Jahangir was all busy with all these, he was not into his right frame of mind, and he was too much into luxury, not taking care of the empire. It was then that Noor Jahan stepped forward and carried out all the duties on behalf of her husband. And then later on, she
Ma'am,
retired in life once her husband died. No. She was not Anarkali. She was not Anarkali. She was not
ma'am,
Anarkali. Yes.
can I say ma'am?
Yes, please.
She was also
Yes,
called
ma'am.
the light of the
Shah
world.
Jahan, the greatest. Wait. Yes, ma'am. Shah Jahan, the greatest Mughal emperor, was named after Noor Jahan, right?
No,
That Jahan title.
no. Not at all. Not at all.
And
So,
can I
ma'am,
say something?
Jahan
how do you tell the
means
title?
world. Noor Jahan was so beautiful. Noor means
And light.
Noor Jahan means the beauty. Beauty, it signifies her beauty. She was a very, very beautiful woman. So her name was Noor Jahan. Shah Jahan's real name was, Prince Khurram. So he was not. He was the stepson of Noor Jahan, not own son. He was the stepson, because as you all know, during that time polygamy was practiced. So one king had many wives. So Shah Jahan helped Noor Jahan in managing the kingdom, but he took the title of Shah Jahan when he became the emperor, which means as I told you, Jahan means the world. Shah,
Yes, ma'am. That I history.
you already know. Shah of Hindustan, you
Yes,
already
of the
Yes,
world.
Shah means king.
was the king
King,
of
king.
the
Of the world.
world. He wanted to proclaim himself as the king of the world, but not related to anything related to Noor Jahan, for which he took this title. Okay, so of
Okay, ma'am. So Shah Jahan adopted the title himself only. Jahan, the
course,
title himself
like
only.
Jahangir, he adopted the title Jahangir when he became the king. He was named Salim. Yes, Aryaman, quickly.
Okay.
I wanted to say a fact that Noor Jahan was also called the light of the world.
The light, absolutely. Noor Jahan means the light of the world. She was
Yes,
so beautiful. It's like her beauty had a radiance around her, and she was not only in terms of external beauty, I'm talking, she definitely was a very beautiful, but she was extremely intelligent. She had a very good heart. She was a good queen. Okay, and she managed things in a very nice way, very efficient way, rather efficient way. The efficiency that was required when the king was not there, that is why all the courtiers used to even consult her, for advice and for everything. So please learn the contributions, or write a short note on Noor Jahan, relation with the Europeans. Definitely, why the loss of Kandahar was such an important blow. Uh, Another thing, that what incident led to the beginning of a long conflict between the Mughals and the Sikh. So this first point, that is very important. What incident led to a long conflict between the Mughals and the Sikh? So this is very important. What were the victories attained by Jahangir as a ruler? Okay, what were the achievements of Jahangir as a ruler? You can add, he captured Kangra, he established good control over Bengal and Awadh, and he annexed Ahmednagar. Okay, so that basically Kangra and Ahmednagar, these two victories were a part of his achievements as a ruler. Okay, so these are some questions, like you asked to discuss some, this way the questions can be asked to you. Now, as you already know that Jahangir, he towards the later part of his rule was no more interested as to what is happening, what is going on. He was very addicted to opium, and he led a luxurious life in the inside the palace, and not interested in all these things were going on. During that time, along with Noor Jahan, of course, his wife Noor Jahan, who was having a good control with Noor Jahan's brother, who helped Noor Jahan. Noor Jahan's brother and his father both were courtiers in the Mughal court. They helped her, and they were quite loyal to, of course, they were loyal to her. Along with them, Prince Khurram was another person who stepped forward, and he too managed the kingdom along with her stepmother. Prince Khurram, yes, Prince Khurram, he became another prominent name who came forward along with his stepmother, and he too helped in managing the kingdom, while his father was not really interested in the affairs of the kingdom. So here his popularity started.
He was in the bathtub of luxury.
Jahangir was leading a life which was not a royal, luxurious life, just in pleasure, but not taking the responsibilities. While this is what I was saying, so Prince Khurram became a important name, okay, and someone to whom the courtiers, the nobles, they used to trust. They used to trust and go for advice and ask for what to do, what not to do, all these things. So after Jahangir's death, Shah Jahan, he sat on the throne of Agra. So he sat on the throne of basically Prince Khurram sat on the throne of Agra and took the name Shah Jahan, which means
King of the world.
Of the world.
king
King
of the
of the world.
world.
King of the world.
The king of the world. Shah Jahan was also someone who was, definitely he was a good king. He gave justice to the people. He too, like his grandfather and father, followed a policy of religious tolerance, which is also a very good thing. Means it is not that I will not say like Akbar, he used to perform Rajput yajnas, or he used to, himself start doing Hindu customs once, Muslim customs once. Not like that. That was not the scenario. But he was very much tolerant towards other religions, and even now you will see that there was no major disunity between the Hindus and the Muslims. But why is Shah Jahan known to all of us?
Ma'am, architecture.
Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal.
Architecture.
Building the Taj Mahal.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, architectures and
We actually think it is only the Taj Mahal. Of course, Taj Mahal, you go to any foreign country, they will not know about the Mughal Empire like this, but they will definitely know about India's Taj Mahal. So
It's the wonder of the world. Why won't they?
he is one reason why India presently has a recognition worldwide. He was a lover of art, architecture, learning, different, especially art and architecture, like his grandfather. He too patronized art, architecture, everything. Hence, he was someone who always he found pleasure in beautifying everything around him. When everything around, he wanted to make everything around him beautiful. So not only Taj Mahal, he is the one who constructed the Red Fort in Delhi, which is now one of India's most important buildings, because on Red Road, all the 23rd, 26th January,
20th January,
you will find
parades and all
the speeches from the Red Fort in Delhi. Then
Lal
India
Killa.
was announced independent. All speeches were given from Red Fort in Delhi. So the Red Fort in Delhi too. Rather, the city of Delhi, I'll come to that. A part of city of Delhi was actually again properly built and established by Shah Jahan, and he made it a fortified area. He called it Shah Jahanabad at that point of time. Okay, so we will come to his. So Shah Jahan is one more very, very famous Mughal ruler. As I told you, he took the policy of religious tolerance, and he was not only we remember him for his cultural contributions, but he also was a good military leader. He conquered Golconda, Bijapur. Golconda was down south. Now you will see from Jahangir's reign only to some extent, and definitely Shah Jahan, they have occupied the east and the west. Now they are moving south. Okay, the empire is spreading down south. And Golconda was a very important place in the Deccan region of India. So that was annexed. So they are trying to move south. When they are trying to move south, one big enemy now that arises of the Mughals in the Deccan region was the Marathas. The Marathas are presently in, if you see
Maratha Samrat.
exactly the state of Maharashtra. If you see the state of Maharashtra, parts of Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, those areas were under the Maratha rule. Now the Mughal Empire, of course, the western boundary is there.
The Mughal Empire is gonna be in big trouble.
Yes, they have one.
Is it called Shivaji Mountain Rat?
We will, Shivaji comes a little after this. So when Shah Jahan, see,
Yes, ma'am.
started going
Shah Jahan, actually, it happened later during the reigns of Shah Jahan. I think it's 1650 or something.
Shivaji hasn't got to power till now in that way. But Shivaji's father, his name was Shahji Bhosle. He was an official of the ruler of Bijapur. Okay, I'm talking about the Deccan region. So when the Mughal Empire is now spreading down south, and they in the Deccan, they have a new enemy. So Shahji Bhosle, and he was the official of the ruler of Bijapur. He rose to power as a strong enemy who wanted to stop the Mughals from coming down south and rather gain Delhi and northern India from Delhi, Agra and northern India from them, and establish the Hindu Empire under the Marathas. Shahji Bhosle was the father of the Veer king, which we refer to as whom we refer to as Chhatrapati Shivaji.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
In Mumbai, so there is a museum keeping.
But it
his-
didn't last for long. He just reigned for 5 years. His reign was just 5 years. Like Sheshasuri.
Under him, the Maratha Empire flourished, and you will find that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was one, and after him there were few. Then the Marathas, when they were there in line, even Bajirao, he was one real hero of down south who wanted to spread the Maratha.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Acha, wait, let me finish. Now, please learn. So, this is something that Shah Jahan conquered Golconda, a very important Golconda, Bijapur, Ahmednagar. These are places. And these places, the kings of these places or the rulers accepted him as their main king. So, that way, now this empire is spreading south, so empire is becoming very big. So what he did was he annexed and told them that the Mughals will be the ultimate ruler, but you can manage your own land. This way, things were going on, but the Marathas were rising in power, and a long struggle is going to start between them as Shivaji ascends the throne. Okay, now, under Shah Jahan, definitely like his grandfather and father, economic conditions of India were good. Trade was flourishing, especially with the Europeans. Arab traders were also there, but European traders were now entering the market more and more. So from Akbar's time, what started, with the trade contact, what started as the trade contact was now gaining power, momentum now between the different European groups, and India was becoming more and more strong. So already we know about the English East India Company. So there was the Dutch East India Company also. Okay, so Dutch Holland, if you know. So they also established their East India Company, and all was interested in trading with India because the Mughal Empire had lots of things to trade with, and the Indian land, Indian soil was very fertile. Various
Yes, ma'am.
that, especially
So good crops were grown, and so it was a nice trade.
lots of jewels could be found in our markets. So the Europeans, they came here, and if they took it from India, they could sell it for high prices in their own land, and they earned a lot of profit, these traders and merchants. That is why more and more people wanted to come to India. And for now, you will see one more thing. As you already know, that during Jahangir's time, Sir Thomas Roe, he wrote an account of Jahangir's court, but he also got the permission for setting up the first factory in India, which was run by Europeans. Now you will see that the East India Company is slowly setting up trading centers from India. So they are, people are coming and settling in India, and they are trading things with other Europeans through India. So in Orissa, Madras, and Hooghly, okay, in Bengal, they are taking up trading centers. They are setting up trading centers. See, Orissa, be it Orissa, Madras is Chennai, and Hooghly, all three have access to ports, seaports, because all Europeans used to trade always in water route. So
Yeah, ships.
these places gained a lot of importance. On the other hand, till this time, the Portuguese were one big power. Okay, you already know the Portuguese were misusing their trading rights now, but now the Portuguese had, they had been allowed to establish their factory in Hooghly. But during Shah Jahan's reign, a type of fight, a type of difference arose between the first type of conflict between the Mughals and the Europeans were taking place during Shah Jahan's time, because that was between the Portuguese, not the English. Because the Portuguese, they were not ready to follow the Mughals. And what they did was, when traders came to India, they were supposed to pay the tax to the Mughal king. Okay, the tax should go to the Mughals, then only the Mughal treasury will be filled. And if the Mughal treasury is filled, then only it is, something, if the royal treasury gets the money, the tax, then only it's any of any benefit doing trade. So what happened was nothing but the fact that the Portuguese started collecting the taxes for themselves. When they set up a trading center, what they did was, when other merchants came, they took the tax for themselves and did not pay to the royal king. Also, there were pirates during that time in the sea. All time there were.
It was the golden age of piracy.
And sometimes the ships, they were looted by pirates. Of course, looting of the ships, when the Mughals are sending ships to trade to some other part. So the Portuguese started giving these pirates protection. Hence, the Mughal king Shah Jahan was very annoyed with them, and he changed many trading rights that were given to them. The Portuguese also, they started, without the permission of the king, they started building a fort in Hooghly, trying to establish the fact that these areas are now ours. We will manage, we will collect the tax, we will do everything. So they were the first ones trying to colonize, set up their own territories in India. As a European power, they were one of the first European powers who were trying to set up their own authority in India. But the Mughal king Shah Jahan was absolutely very angry, and he took very strict actions against them and took away many rights that were given to the Portuguese for trading. Okay, so learn these points. This is important. Now coming to Shah Jahan's cultural contributions, what he is very famous for. And you all know why he built the Taj Mahal. Why did he build the Taj Mahal?
Ma'am, for his memory of
For his
beloved
memory
wife,
of
Mumtaz
your
Mahal.
dad.
Believe that Shah Jahan, though I can tell you
Ma'am, Mumtaz Mahal died after giving birth to many sons, and that's why
Like 14th
she died.
child.
yes,
After giving birth
14th
to
of
the
the
child. Yes.
13th
child
child, which is impossible.
a child. But the point is, Shah Jahan was very much, Shah Jahan wanted to honor his wife. Hence, he built this beautiful mausoleum in her memory, which is one of India's most famous tourist attraction at present, along with the Red Fort. Okay, and Shah Jahan was, as I told you, he loved everything beautiful around him. He was a great patron of art, architecture, and all. And he was the ruler till before Shah Jahan. You will find the use of red sandstone as the main thing for building any type of what should I say? Any building of the Mughal architecture used red sandstone. But Shah Jahan, along with red sandstone, introduced marble. Okay, and on the marble, there are flower paintings and nicely decorated. The marbles were not plain white marbles. The marbles used to be decorated with beautiful floral paintings and old designs. The marbles were decorated marbles. Okay, so these decorations that you can observe on the marbles, that is known as pietra dura. Pietra dura is a type of decoration that you can observe. Also, Shah Jahan is very, very famous for building the peacock throne that I was telling you that was there in Delhi, which was later on, taken away from
By Nadir Shah.
Nadir Shah, and you won't believe that the peacock throne had such beautiful gems and jewelry. It is believed that if that throne would have been there in India, it would have been a different thing. He built the throne in such a royal and beautiful way. Okay, and Shah Jahan's one more thing that you can always see, that I told you he moved to Delhi and he built Shah Jahanabad, which is presently what we call as Old Delhi. There are two parts of Delhi, Old Delhi and New Delhi. So if you have heard about the names of places like Chandni Chowk.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a quick question.
Please tell.
And what would be the cost of the peacock throne today?
In crores and crores. I don't know how many crores it would.
Ma'am,
It was a throne
ma'am,
gold and decorated.
ma'am, hello, ma'am.
So the back of the throne was
Kale.
of the peacock. Okay, so that was decorated with precious gems and jewelry, and it is said along with the Kohinoor, there was a very precious and rare ruby that was attached to the throne that became the eye of the peacock. If you notice, the eye of the peacock is red. So
What is it called?
a ruby to it. It was a beautiful throne. And well, if you just rejoin for 2-3 minutes, I can tell you this, that when Nadir Shah was trying to take away the throne was so heavy, he couldn't carry it in one piece. The throne was broken down into parts so that the throne can be carried out of India as a part of, the
Why didn't he use elephants?
Ma'am, why did Aurangzeb assassinated the Dara? Ma'am, why did Aurangzeb assassinated?
character assessment. Please read till Shah Jahan very thoroughly. Okay. Yes, tell me, what were you saying?
Ma'am, I want to say about Aurangzeb, ma'am. Why did Aurangzeb assassinate Dara?
Aurangzeb, then go to Aurangzeb. Don't talk about Aurangzeb right now. Yes, tell. Anything else?
Ma'am, same link we will join.
I was showing an image of the